Why does that keep happening? The microphone keeps on going to default. That's not good. I'm not too sure why that keeps on happening. Oh well. Anyway, I won't have to wear it on one ear anymore because look what Logitech sent me today. It's the same mic, but it's the wireless one, the really updated one. I'm very excited to try that out, but not on this stream today, unfortunately. So I'll have to wait for that. I'll have to wait. It's a bit dark in here, isn't it? No. Maybe. Let me do this. Hang on, what was that? Oh. I guess I guess we put those on. It's a bit, but yeah, it is a bit better. Right. Okay, Andy, good to see you. Good to see you, bud. Good to see you. So yeah, a little bit of change of pace today. Because I recently got sent a key for XPlane 12. And I've had the demo on my computer for a long time. I think pretty much since XPlane 12 was released, I had that demo on there, and every so often I'd just be curious enough to load it up and have a little look and see, and then it started getting loads of updates, and then my interest peaked. I started seeing loads of screenshots on various social medias and Discord and stuff, and I thought it might be worth trying that. What is this doing? I don't even think you see that on screen anyway, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, my interest was peaked, and I started looking into it more, and yeah, so say Laminar Research actually sent me a key over, so massive thank you to those guys. And I've got some thoughts and impressions, and this might not be your first time seeing XPlane 12. It's not my first time seeing it, but I haven't flew in it an awful lot since I properly got the full experience. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have a little fly around. I'm going to chat. It's mostly going to be my chat, guys. If there's anything my chat, or mostly me talking about XPlane 12 and giving you there's going to be a lot of comparisons between XPlane 12 and Microsoft Flight Simulator. That is just going to be a given for now. It's going to be hard for me not to compare the two, especially because I've used Microsoft Flight Simulator for the past 5 years. Since 2020, I've been doing the channel off and on for the last 5 years, so it'll be a lot of that. But if there's anything you would like to see in XPlane 12 that you've saw briefly or you've seen screenshots of, then please obviously let me know, and I'll try my best to tell you things in terms of in-depth stuff. Like you guys will probably know a lot more than me when it comes to that. So we'll take it easy. It's going to be a bit of a free and easy one today. I've got a live stream again, and live stream on Sunday will be 7 p.m. It's not going to be an early one or a sort of 5 or 6. It's going to be 7 p.m. Again, I am still trying to find the best live stream time. A lot going on, by the way, with the channel, with live streams. There's live streams always throughout the week. Last week or the week before, I know we only managed to get one out, which is mad, because for the last couple of weeks, few months, I've been getting 2 to 3, even 4 live streams out. This week it was supposed to be 4 live streams, but it's going to be 3 now. But I'm doing a lot. Let me just show you. So just at the bottom of the image there, you will actually see the edge of the WinWing panel. That's the FCU, and then there is the ethos as well. Sorry, yeah, the other way around. The ethos is on the end here, attached to it, and then over here I've got the Rosefire A106, which is the sort of, I can actually show you guys that because it's not plugged in or anything. It's the overhead panel, the little mini overhead panel. It's very nice, very nice. I've got actual sort of unboxing videos for all that coming up, as including the lovely WinWing Ursa Minor, which is just over here on the side, kind of side table. I haven't got that linked up to XPlane yet, unfortunately, but that's beautiful. Love that. But yeah, my setup's actually looking more like a flight sim setup now. But yeah, I've got unboxings for those. I've got quite a few bits going on, and then I've got a 12 to 30 minute pre-recorded video going out on Tuesday, and then I'll have another one for the week after. So there's a lot going on, which is pretty cool. But XPlane 12, right? Okay, so straight off the bat, XPlane 12, I actually really like it. I do. I actually really like it. It's obviously a hell of a lot different than Microsoft Flight Simulator straight off the bat. It is. Let's just... Oh, hang on. Where are we? Is it working? Yeah. Do we have any desktop audio though? That's the thing. I don't think we have, do we? Where is it? Everything keeps on defaulting. I'll turn that down a bit because it is fairly loud. I don't know if you can hear it still. Let me know, obviously, if you want to hear some of the sounds. But this is the, just like Microsoft Flight Simulator, it comes with the 172 in the steam gauges, or the G1000, which is fantastic. We're at, where are we at? We are at, why is nothing working? There we go. We are at a municipal airport in Kansas at the minute. It's Kilo 34, Gardner Municipal. We'll take the Cessna up. We'll have a chat about things. You'll notice that it doesn't actually say Garmin on here. It says XPlane. XPlane 1000. Now, I'm still getting used to everything on this simulator. For me, the biggest hurdle right now is the camera system. Everything I have binded to Microsoft Flight Simulator just doesn't work. There is a pan, like a hat switch, which is designated, which is assigned to the D-pad. The other one is if you set it to the right-hand stick, it kind of flicks to the left or the right, whatever way you want it to, and then it flicks back when you let go. It doesn't stay in the position. Haven't found a solution to that. So let me just show you what I'm on about. On the... Oh, see, that axis there, which is now... View, look left and right. I think maybe that's because these... Was it? See? So yeah, I can't move it for some reason. So the right stick on my control pad should be set up to... It should actually be this. Look left and right. Which it's doing now, but for some reason in the actual game it's not doing. So yeah, but that view, if you press right or left, it takes you to that view, but when you let go it flicks back to center. Obviously I'd like it so that it stayed where the joystick's taking me, kind of like what the hat switch does. So I am just using the hat switch for now. Once I get the joystick, the WinWing Ursa Minor setup, it'll be a lot better. Good to see you, Mike. Yeah. Well, I missed the A400 because I was still in bed. Would have got a great picture because the flight path took it right over our house, which it's always the case with me. But anyway, so yeah, let's just get going and have a little fly. I have got something set up already, like throttle and such and all the good stuff. I've already noticed with this particular airport, it's a bit different than Microsoft Flight Simulator. It says it's actually got 3 or 2 runways, and on Microsoft Flight Simulator it's only got 1, which is a bit weird. Immediately when you're rolling on the ground, when you're controlling aircraft on the ground, it feels a hell of a lot different. Now, obviously, we all know that XPlane is known for its flight dynamics. It's realistic flight dynamics. It's flight engine, and you can immediately tell that when you start flying in it. It's just different. It feels different. The aircraft feels like it's moving in the air and it's catching the turbulence. The wind's catching it, and it is, when you compare the two straight after one another, you can immediately feel it, and you can see it. Now we will obviously talk about. Where's my brake? There it is. It's down as the L3. We will talk about the scenery, of course. That is a talking point. But XPlane 12 has received a hell of a lot of updates over the course of its lifespan. Since release, it's gotten a hell of a lot better than what it was visually. I think they've done some incredible things with. This is what I mean. Like, honestly, Flight Simulator's good, but if that was Microsoft Flight Simulator, I'd still be on the runway. You have to really, you have to really use the rudder. And look at that, you can see that, it's taken a tiny bit more to keep it straight, and yeah, it's a whole different beast. XPlane, it really is, and I like it. It's still taking me some time to get used to. The camera, for example, I just can't get on board with the camera system, but that's because I've been using Microsoft Flight Simulator for the past 5 years and never really gotten into XPlane 12, I must admit. But you can already see, by the way, if we were talking about scenery, I mean, you can just, it still looks very outdated, which it's a bit of a shame. It's not terrible. One thing that is fantastic on XPlane 12 is the road traffic and the roads. So the roads around here are very square and parallel, and there's not many sort of turns and stuff. But the road traffic and just the roads in general, they're a lot better. Obviously, that's not the reason to start switching the simulators. I think having both is nice. I think it's nice to be able to jump between them and do different things. If you want to do some airline flying, Microsoft Flight Simulator is nice. I would honestly start doing it on XPlane 12 because of so many different things. For your VFR stuff, for your bush flying, your general aviation flying, where you're going to be around this height or a tiny bit higher. Yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator all the way. The scenery is still, even when you start downloading some of the auto ortho, and you start using some of the map terrain mods, and even the TrueEarth, which I will try and show you. The biggest problem I've seen on XPlane 12 so far, the load process from desktop into the initial menu is pretty quick. Like, it's so much faster than Microsoft Flight Simulator, but from starting your flight into the flight, it really does depend on what mods, plugins, and stuff like that you have installed, because it will take a while. Now, I will, at some of this part of this flight, jump over back to the UK and show you, because I have all 3 of the Orbx TrueEarth sceneries loaded, installed. Now, I believe if I was to uninstall those, I think the load sequence from start flight to in-flight would be faster, I think. By the looks of it, XPlane likes to load everything in, unlike obviously Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, where it's going to be loading different parts of the map and stuff that you need straight away. XPlane, I think, I don't know if it's true, but it seems to load everything in. Like, the load times can be long. The load time today wasn't insanely long, but I think it's because we're not in Great Britain. It would be interesting to see if I go up to, you can go up to the top here, and it's not as seamless as, again, Microsoft Flight Simulator, but if I want to change the weather, for example, I can do it here, and change things up, and it does it. And by the way, the lighting and the clouds in XPlane 12, wow, just wow. Even now, but especially when you're above them in an airliner or whatever, they look fantastic. The cloud, the visual improvements they've done to the lighting and the clouds in XPlane 12 laminar is just incredible. I will show you that. Again, there's no kind of slew mode. You can't sort of move your aircraft. Well, you can hit the M button and grab your aircraft. I do have Traffic Global from Just Flight installed, so that has everything. It has also GA planes. I think you might be able to see one just flying then, but we will also in this video or this live stream rather, go for some virtual plane spotting as well. I have got the tier models Manchester airport installed as well. Not too sure where my plane is here. Don't know if it's marked up particularly. Where is it? Is that it? But yeah, you can grab your plane. Oh, hang on. There I am. I'm the red one. So you can grab the plane and change things. Altitude. So it is kind of like a slew mode. Change your ground speed and stuff like that. I've actually just had an aircraft, I think, take off from there. The scenery isn't terrible, but it looks outdated compared to, again, Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think my views are messed up. Unless I do really have 295 people watching the stream, which I don't know what's going on there, chaps and chapettes. Never use that saying ever. I'm going to refresh that, which has now put me into a roll. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned with that because obviously the concurrent views on my channel right on this live stream right now is 215, which is not correct. I'm saying that with sort of the biggest bit of respect to me and sort of and confidence that it's now saying 304. No. Something's happening to the live stream. If anyone is watching who seems to have any idea of what's going on or is in the chat and can tell me what's happening, or who's in the chat who's active, even who's actually watching and is a real person, because I don't know what's going on. Unless we are getting 300 odd concurrent views, but I doubt it because the views are still low and there's no one chatting. So yeah. Anyway, not too sure what's going on there. Bit of a weird one. Bit of a weird one. Anyway, but yes, the lighting and the clouds. See, every time I click off to do anything, it doesn't stay. It likes to jump. And what I will do is I will try and put this into. Can we put it into autopilot? Again, with obviously with the other simulator, I can just freely use the camera system and move about. Belito 42, yeah. So what I will say, guys, just to jump off topic with the stream at the minute, let me just see if I can pop this into an altitude hold. And I'll just turn header mode on, but there are only 3 active in the chat. Yeah, it says 307 now. I don't know. What I will say is that, let me just turn the audio. Is the audio okay, by the way? Is my voice coming over the engine? Because obviously the engine noise for me is a bit loud. Yeah, it's a bit loud. As long as you guys can hear the engine and my voice okay. What I will say, the plane just seems to be circling at the minute. Let me just see if I can straighten it up. Voice is good, engine is quiet. I'm not sure about the others, but I can't hear any engine sound. Okay. I just don't want it to be too bad. No engine noise for me. Okay. Okay. I've put it up to kind of where it's starting to hit the kind of orange. I also don't know why the plane is in a turn as well. Sorry. I'll try and hand fly it. That's a bit better. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, as long as you can hear my voice still and there's no kind of... See, the problem with XPlane, while I'm streaming, so with Microsoft Flight Simulator, again, listen, I am going to keep on saying that because it's what I will be sort of making some comparisons on. It's the only thing I can make on comparison at this point. But if I do mess around with OBS or anything else on other screens, generally the plane will stay doing what it's doing. Doesn't seem to be like that on XPlane. It will just start doing what it likes. Anyway, what are your plans on Rex? I'm thinking buying it as I've seen some amazing screenshots. Rex Atmos. Sorry, I was reading two comments at once there, guys. Rex Atmos. It's if you spend some time tweaking some of the settings and having a little look at the public presets, obviously that the community are making, and fine-tune it the way you like. The problem with Rex Atmos right now is that it's gonna, in terms of the color and the way it obviously changes bits of color and all that business, it's gonna look different to everyone else's. Clouds and the atmospheric conditions, obviously based on the preset. You can have ones that make the horizon completely disappear and it's very hazy and it doesn't look too realistic. You can have ones that are just right. I like it, but there's still some things to be done with it. The program needs a lot of updates. It needs dynamic presets. It some of the crashes and some of the little things that it like you can't jump from preset to preset. So if you want to look at people's presets, if you click on one and then click on another and make that active, they kind of start to blend into one, and it doesn't look like what the creator made. But I like it. It does work, and it can make. See, for example, XPlane gets it right. That's what I'd expect to see with Horizon and how everything is. The lighting on the clouds is just tremendous with XPlane 12, and I would say Rex Atmos really does go some of the way there to replicate it. Not that maybe people don't want to replicate XPlane 12, but these guys are doing the atmospheric and the clouds and the lighting on the clouds and the sky very, very well, and I think there's no reason why you wouldn't want it to look like that. Belito, yeah, the little sealant on the edges, yeah. What I would say is it's kind of odd to me. So the XPlane 12 still has the aircraft model. So we're talking about the aircraft models and the texturing now. Some of it's fantastic, the floor here, but then you've got this. It looks very blurry, and some of it looks a bit outdated. And I've just got, I think, a Cessna 152, like a third-party one, and again, it's lovely, but it's not the quality of the models and the texturing like we got on Microsoft Flight Simulator. They're nowhere near as good. They're still nice, but they still look very, very XPlane 11. And I don't know whether XPlane 12 has limitations in the fidelity of the aircraft, but the door's open now. The door's open. the door. I've obviously clicked the spot there where it's close. But yeah, it's not the aircraft for me. The Airbuses, I haven't yet to have a look at the Tola stuff. That's the Tola or the Tola stuff, which I believe is really, really nice. The avatars, by the way, are a hell of a lot nicer, if that's a thing. But these guys are, the pilots and the co-pilots and stuff, look just a bit better in my opinion. But what I would say, I just want to obviously take a moment there. My current concurrent viewers now is 309. Now, for a normal stream, I would be looking at that to be something like 10 or 11, maybe even 15, depending on what I'm showing. I think I've hit 25 at one time. I think this is some kind of bug or some kind of weird thing, which I hope doesn't go to places on the end analytics, the analytics that shows at the end and stuff, because obviously it's false. There's something going on with the concurrent viewer things. Now I know that again, my flaps are completely down still there. They shouldn't be. That's probably why we were making them turns. I know that some of the aviation plane spotting streamers, Airliners Live, picked up on it as well, but it looked like they were getting a lot of views out of nowhere. Now the views on the actual chat, on the actual live stream, the total numbers of views while it was live is 58. That seems correct to me. That doesn't seem wrong. The number of views connected to the stream at the most recent available time, 306. There's absolutely no way. Also as well, the door's open on that side now. So I'm not completely sure what's happening there, guys. It's not something I'm doing. Let me reassure you that I'm not messing with numbers. I have not got a clue what is happening there. Even if, for example, XPlane themselves shared the stream with people, it wouldn't be like that. I wouldn't expect numbers like that. I don't know what's going on there. I will have to have a look at that. Hopefully it just doesn't negatively impact the stream numbers. But yeah, the quality is all over the place. Yeah, it seems, it's weird because the actual panel here, the wheel in the gauge aircraft, or just the gauging, all the pockets here, the carpet, but then these panels round the edges here, the seats, I mean the seats are not 100%, but yeah, up here, like, it's a bit inconsistent, which is a shame. It is a shame. And all aircraft, sorry guys, all aircraft seem to have that issue. I haven't looked, actually, do you know what, I haven't looked. So I installed the level up, the free Orbx thing, which gives you the 737-600 and 700, 900 ER, 900 NG, and obviously there is a 737-800 that is part of the sim. I think I've had a little look in the, I've had a bit of a fly in the 330. The sounds, the default sounds are bloody gorgeous. Like, the default sounds absolutely, like, in my opinion, that just miles better than the IndyBuilds one on Microsoft Flight Simulator. They're so nice. Some planes I've noticed, I know the Vans R10 completely crashes the sim. It doesn't load for some odd reason. And yet the only other one I've got is the V-Flight Air, the 150, which again, pretty similar quality to the default Skyhawk as well. But man, the clouds, the clouds and the lighting, honest to God, they are just so nice in this sim. Does take a while for everything to kick in, I've noticed, like, and obviously on Microsoft Flight Simulator, not that I've mentioned it enough, you can still see it's kind of rendering the lighting and the clouds in, and obviously as we know, Microsoft Flight Simulator does that instantly. But the ground lighting on XPlane is just, oh, it's fantastic. Again, much better than what Microsoft and Asobo are doing. That's my opinion. I personally think the night lighting on XPlane 12 is just the lighting anyway, and the ground lighting is so good. Every so often you'll see like police cars going down the road as well. It is nice. The lighting on the planes, it's all right. When you start zooming out, you'll get this kind of almost static. It's not even, that's okay, I guess, but this sort of almost static texture that's around the light is a bit dodgy. Let's just have a look at... My concurrent views has gone down to 64 now. But yeah, I've binded a few. Like, that is lovely. I mean, that is the kind of the sunset and sunrise lighting that I've been able to achieve with Rex Atmos. Is that sort of blinding orange light when it's coming up, which you would fully expect to see. But yeah, I can't really say it enough. The clouds and the atmospheric lighting, the atmospheric effects are really spot on in XPlane 12. What we'll try and do, I don't know if we're going to have a little bit of a wait here. Like I said before, I don't know if XPlane 12 seems to load everything all at once, and then from here maybe the load isn't as bad. We are going to jump into another aircraft, so it might take a bit more time. I'd like to show you, let's have a little look. With it being Manchester, we'll have a look at the Virgin Atlantic A330, and we'll see what the load is like on this. Now, usually this bar will just take forever, which is a bit of a shame. Sometimes it actually even crashes, freezes. But again, it's just the little things I'm noticing with both of the simulators. Initial load into XPlane from desktop, super fast, really nice. And then the load to wherever you want to go, wherever you want to start, is usually quite a long time. But again, I am using Orbx's TrueEarth, all three of them, so it's covering the whole of the United Kingdom, well, the whole of Great Britain. So I think that might be having an effect, because honestly, when I first started using XPlane and before I had TrueEarth installed, the load from Starflight to in-flight was again a lot faster than Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now it's a lot slower, but again, I think it's just purely because of them scenery things installed. The concurrent viewers have gone straight back down to 10, which again, probably right now isn't correct, but I'd like to know why that happened. There must have been something going on with YouTube, because that was just ridiculous. I'll see if there's anything online. Get me words out. Showing over 300 concurrent viewers. But again, guys, if I was doing this on Microsoft Flight Simulator, even with things installed into the community folder, the load is a lot faster. Still don't think this is what... If I didn't have anything installed, it would probably be much faster. We are obviously jumping from America over to Great Britain, but it just seems so slow. Now, I did contemplate uninstalling Orbx TrueEarth, but I thought people might want to see it in the live stream, so I just have to try and fill the silence, and this is what it's like when it was loading. No, it's showing me how to get 300 concurrent views. I'll have to do some homework for it, guys, because I'm not too sure. It could be my end. Apparently, it could be the live stream encoder, which wasn't doing it last time I was live. It's a bit weird. Yeah, not too sure. Also, my WinWing joystick is shaking like mad. It could be a YouTube thing as well, though. I don't think I'm using a key. I think everything's just linked up to OBS. That's another thing. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. Let's have a little look. It's showing 9 now. It could, I mean, 13. It could be right. I don't know. It could still. Apparently, it could be my key, which I don't think I use a key to do my live stream. You'll also notice that the bar has not moved at all, which could be anything. You'll see that the little, don't even think you can see it on screen at the moment. The little swirly thing is going. It could have completely crashed. Hard to say, unfortunately. But I don't think I use a key for it. I think I just, no, it's just connected onto OBS. I don't put any key, which could have been an issue, or the encoders or something. Haven't got a clue. It's showing 9 now. Yeah. 950. I mean, 15 might be a bit too high, to be fair. XPlane with TrueEarth scenery, Sim Heaven, and Glow looks just as good as. Okay, well, I will agree, Belito, that oh, good to see you, by the way, mate. I haven't seen you a while in the streams. You could have been obviously watching, but might not have been getting involved with the. Yeah, you might obviously be in the stream and not chatting, but good to see you, bud. And XPlane with TrueEarth scenery, Sim Heaven. See, I haven't had a look at Sim Heaven, and Global Trees looks just as good as Microsoft Flight Simulator. Maps to XPlane is great as well. I need to explore the new Seychelles update. Maps to XPlane, yes, I need to have a look at that as well. You do have to wait a significant amount of time. Sometimes really depends on PC in the moment and the area. Yeah, but even so, I'd expect it to have loaded a tiny little bit, and obviously, looking at it now, it's just completely, yeah, it's stopped. It's as in, I don't know if we're back. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. The problem is now that my OBS on screen is very delayed. I'm not too sure what's going on, guys. Never had this issue before. So listen, I apologize. It happened. I think, to be fair, it's happened once before where I think I possibly accidentally clicked something on the task manager. Let me know in the chat whether my actual voice is behind or if it's actually working, because I'm curious, because right now I'm talking and everything's a slight bit behind on my webcam, which is a bit of a shame. It's not on the actual, like, the webcam software. Yeah, I do apologize, guys. I do apologize. Not too sure what's going on. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Camera is behind voice. Yeah, of course it is. Let's have a little look. Is it still like that now? Yeah, it is. Well, listen, guys, I apologize. This is not going the way I like it to. It's probably because I'm using XPlane. Nah, it's probably not. And to be honest with you, loading XPlane 12 now, I can only imagine that I'm gonna have a long load time. Again, I apologize that the camera's completely behind. The webcam software that I'm using is completely fine. OBS just seems to be struggling at the minute, and actually the computer as a whole seems to be really struggling. Not too sure why. Everything there's nothing in particular that is running extra. You know, it's not like I'm also running Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. Yeah, I'm stumped. I'm stumped. One moment, guys. I am just going to delete myself. There I go. Is the web? Yeah, my mic actually hasn't defaulted, which is a good sign, isn't it? Right. That's also still behind. Yeah, it's going well. The live stream's going really well. Yeah, it's fantastic, fantastic. But it's still behind, isn't it? Why? Yeah, it's so behind. Like, oh my god. Also, as well, I've deleted the right, there we go. Right, okay. I am going to I'm going to stop OBS again, guys, so please bear with. If you are still watching, thank you so much for even bothering, because at this point I probably would have gone. I would have gone. I'm not too sure how long XPlane's going to take. I don't really want to go into Orbx and start messing, uninstalling the Orbx stuff, because yeah, do you know what I might do is I don't know if it's going to make a bit of difference, but just because I haven't really flown much there, I'm going to uninstall TrueEarth North and South for now. just to see if it make a difference. I am going to stop the stream to see if I can fix the webcam. But again, OBS stopped before, so I'm not too sure why that's gone on. Listen, guys, if you are still watching, if you feel like the stream deserves a like, then please leave a like. And if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. Nah, honestly, I appreciate anyone who's sticking around and just, you know, seeing out the tech issues. Yeah, give me 1 minute. I'm going to close things and see. I'm going to do the whole. I'm going to do what the tech advisors get you to do and close down things and turn your PC off and on. I'm not going to turn the PC off and on again. I don't think I'm going to do that. But yeah, give me a sec, guys. I will be back. Right, are we back? If you are still active in the stream, guys, I really appreciate it. I think it's fixed. I visibly can see. So me webcam software, it was always fine. OBS now looks like it's matching what I'm saying. Okay, if you are still there, thank you so much. Haven't got a clue what was happening with the concurrent viewers. James, mate, yeah, I know. But the problem why I get so disheartened is, mate, it's only ever happened once to me on a live stream. I mean, yeah, God, I always get issues when I'm doing everything else, but live streams always seem to just work for me and bit weird. I'll be honest, XPlane has crashed on me a fair few times. I am going to reload XPlane because I still want to speak about it and chat about it and show you guys it. Obviously, some of you might not have seen XPlane and just purely use a Microsoft Flight Simulator. But I'm gonna take away 2 of the TrueEarths and I'll download and install them at another time. North and South I will uninstall. Hopefully it keeps the download and just uninstalls it for now, but it might want to completely re-download it all. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's kept the download in there and it doesn't take too long to reinstall. So I've just got TrueEarth installed now, which is fantastic. As a helicopter guy, I love me some XPlane 12. Well, yeah, I know our moderator Alex also does helicopter flying in XPlane 12 as well. I will load it back up and give it another go. I don't want to admit defeat too much here. So I've clicked on it. It's doing its thing. Hopefully it doesn't take too long just to load in. But we'll see. I think I initially loaded it up with TrueEarth and Central, and that's the only one that's active on it now. It's loaded up. I think that was, what, 10 seconds? Not even that. But we'll see how it does with the rest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the Virgin. Let's have a little look. Let's go see if we're in there. Yes, we are. Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm able to run through pre-flight and published in... Nice. So we'll keep to the Virgin 330 at Manchester, just starting on the runway, and we will ignore that because that's just for all the wing stuff. You'd also notice one of my webcams is gone now completely. It's the other webcam just seems to, every time it loads into OBS, it disappears. It just disappears. Not too sure why. There's my 7 o'clock alarm. But to fix that, you literally just unplug it and plug it in again. It's most likely gonna not bother with. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, so Beleto, I really like XPlane 12's physics, dynamics, the flight model. It just really is a step above say other simulators or other simulator that we have. But I think gradually, I think Laminar are just they're keeping on going. Get these. I mean, realistically, XPlane 12 when it first released was. Need I say it was more like XPlane 11.5 or version 2 or whatever you want to say. There was always like a little running joke there, but I think the updates have, they're starting to bring it in line. I think from what I've heard, I don't know if if it's true, but I think they are looking to error loading. Oh. Okay, because yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's not gonna. Is it gonna crash again? Is it gonna crash again? Or is it gonna actually load the sim? But I still have central. I still have central installed. So does that mean XPlane has now crashed? Is that right? But why? Why? Error loading the package. It did actually load a lot faster. See, now it's crashed. XPlane's crashed now. oh man. For me personally, XPlane 12 has crashed more times since I've had the full version, which has been about 2 or 3 weeks, than Microsoft Flight Simulator has ever, 2020 and 2024. And I mean that. That's me personally. Other people may have a different experience with it, but XPlane crashes every time I load it. I can get it to run, but for some reason the package file here now, even though Central's still installed, it's saying it's not installed, which is weird. I'm not too sure why that is. Oh, deep breath, deep breath, because it's just not working, is it? I don't know if that's gonna happen again. Any help, guys? Any suggestions? Because I've got the custom scenery innie, the scenery packs innie open. The self is still there, but the TrueEarth custom overlaying should all still be there. The TrueEarth self shouldn't be there. Maybe that's why it. Hang on, I'm booting it up to see if I'm having issues. I mean, I don't think it's like XPlane where Microsoft Flight Simulator where it generally, if it's on 2024, obviously the servers online could be messing up and things could be going wrong there. But XPlane 12 it's just not as stable as I thought it would be. It seems very, very like once you get into it, you can fly and do some flying and do full flights, and it's pretty much stable. But just the initial load and stuff, it's very. We'll try it again. That load sequence wasn't very. It looked like it was loading pretty fast, but again, it just confirmed what I thought about TrueEarth. Having all three of them installed really does take along. I'm not too sure why my NVIDIA thing came on there as well. That's a bit weird. And now it says it's crashed. It's not responding again now. And last time it did this, OBS crashed as well. Well, my thoughts and impressions on XPlane 12, guys. Once you're in it, and it's working, it's beautiful. It's nice. It's a nice change of pace, and it feels it's good. It's good. I think if you're a simmer, I think having both on your system they complement each other. I think having Microsoft Flight Simulator for a certain flying, your bush, your general aviation, a few other bits and bobs, fantastic. You really will love it. XPlane 12, on the other hand, above the clouds, getting up from an airport and not spending too much time sort of, 5,000 feet below, coming into London. The lighting's beautiful. Certain times of day look better than the others. But yeah, XPlane, guys, if everything crashes again, I do apologize, but XPlane's crashed. Oh, OBS is absolutely fine. Not too sure why OBS completely crashed before. But yeah, I'm not having much luck today with XPlane. And it's funny that it's a my thoughts and impressions stream as well. So if you did come in, and if you're rewatching the stream, you'll probably want to see how fast that was. Like, the initial load from desktop into XPlane is so fast. Like, it is wickedly fast. I guess many people would say it, and I definitely will say it. Mix both the simulators up into one. Both of them had baby. That baby would be the simulator to beat them all. Like, the simulator to beat, because I think you have elements of XPlane 12 and elements of Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's gonna be lovely. Like, it will really be the best sim. Don't know whether it's going to crash again, guys. I've taken out one of the custom files in the custom scenery ini, which is in the custom scenery folder in your XPlane main, your root, your XPlane 12 root folder. I did start simming on XPlane, like proper simming. Like, when I used to fly I used to fly the 737 Zebo mod all of the time. So much fun. Did routes, cold and dark start. So cool. That was before 2020. Flight Sim 2020 and the year 2020, and this is what really got me into flight simming that I do today. And I remember needing to do all that. So when I started having to do all, there's no community folder, there's no business like that. You load everything into the custom scenery or the plane folder, and you have to change any files to work with, to load everything up correctly. And when I had to do that just then, and then I think last week I had to do it, I was like, oh, here we go again. Thinking, why is that not loading? Because initially when I started, when I installed Orbx TrueEarth, it obviously installed above certain files, and then all of the default airports wouldn't appear, so I had no airports. I just had the runway, and there's no buildings or anything. But yeah, you can see now that obviously the bar has actually moved, and it's jumped past where we were before. Whether it loads or not, we'll see. But again, it's faster than what it was before, but still not as fast. Like, if you've got no TrueEarth installed on there, it would probably be a lot quicker than this. But this is, like, there's things in this sim that I really love. Like, really love. and then there's things like the loading and the camera system and just all these other bits that I think we've just got too used to it. Microsoft Flight Simulator, we've got too used to having them, and you can see that we've got another bit of a load sequence going on. This reminds me, when I jump back, when I did the video for the 757, the trailer, that was the first time I went back to 2020 because I uninstalled it and I reinstalled Flight Sim 2020, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, just for the 757 trailer. And everything was just like, oh, so slow. I think we've got it so good with Flight Sim 2024. The fact that the thing is just the initial load, the load from desktop into sim, and then everything feels pretty instant. We have got it so good with 2024. I think people take it for granted sometimes. And then obviously this is a full file. The file for the TrueEarth things are stupidly large. They're like 90 gigs and over. I think TrueEarth North is like 170 gigs. So it's loading all this in one go. I love the camera system in XPlane 11 and still trying to get used to it, even though I had 2024. See, you're doing the other way, Shane. So obviously I'm coming from using Microsoft Flight Simulator for 5 years, coming back to XPlane and trying to get used to it, trying to bind some controls with, cameras. There's X camera. I need to go and sit in front of YouTube. We're loaded in now, although we don't have any sound. Oh, there we go. There we go. So this is the Tier Models Manchester. These obviously brought Manchester for... they also did a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 scenery for Manchester. It's okay. The control tower looks a bit different to Manchester. I've also got Traffic Global, which was actually funny because Traffic Global, when I had it in, when I loaded into XPlane 12, I was thinking I need to have a look for the traffic program, and I actually bought Traffic Global for XPlane 11, and luckily it's compatible with compatible with XPlane 12. But it was outdated, the routes and the liveries, and I saw the Virgin 747 going past and everything, and I was like, you can actually go on the forums and download an up-to-date schedule and also liveries as well, which is pretty cool. But like, obviously, trees and sort of stuff like that. Keep in mind that this is obviously the custom scenery for Manchester. The hot start, yes, I believe their aircraft are very, very good. I remember, just going back to XPlane 11, I remember flying the Premier 1A or the A1 because I watched a guy with a Premier A1 or 1A on YouTube, and I was like, I so need to learn that, and I started learning it. I don't know why there's a Peach A320 there, and yeah, it was pretty cool having that business jet in XPlane 11. So yeah, I updated Traffic Global, and obviously, God bless, there is a 757 Jet 2, which are currently they're now not flying anymore. Good to see them though. Good to see them again. But then we do have a brand new 737 MAX Iceland Air with the brand new livery on, so it's pretty good. But then your Jet 2s, I think, in Manchester are over here. You have got some Virgin aircraft here with 2Es in the correct space. But again, oh, and now they've just disappeared. Oh, here we go. But again, I'm not really looking at the global traffic plugin as such, but we do have some trees on the thing here. What I would say is this technically isn't compatible with TrueEarth Central, and I think it's probably mostly they mean not compatible because of these trees and some other things, but for the most part it's okay as long as you don't park over there. Some TUI Dreamliners as well. It's actually, do you know what? Traffic Global is pretty good for XPlane. I don't think there's too many programs that do traffic, but they're really nice. That's the Virgin over there. Don't know what, I can't find a reset button for. I mean, yeah, you just go back into the cockpit, I guess. But to look around now, for me, this is where we were talking about the quality of the. Let's just go back to this camera now that things seem to be working. The quality of the Cessna before. This is a hell of a lot better. As in, the quality of the cockpit is miles better. Okay, it's not. Again, it's not Microsoft Flight Simulator quality, but it's inconsistent. Just like you were saying, Billy. So if you're still there, mate, like this handle compared to the joystick, like the joystick looks so like well rendered and textured. The screens, again, there's little imperfections, but you know, compared to the Cessna, it's a lot nicer. And again, the sounds are fantastic on it as well. Now, I'm just gonna blast it up into the air, or at least try to, because I want to show you. I want to get above the clouds, and I really want to show you what it looks like above the clouds, and show you what they've done there, because it's so good. You're looking at the clouds here now. I don't think it's really given a good idea of what they've done there. Like the lighting on these clouds, like they're so good. And just actually the lighting in general, the global lighting on the airport as well. Again, it's one of those. It really is contending with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Again, I haven't inputted anything. I've just started on the runway. There's nothing. I don't know where my key binding for the parking brake is. I don't think I even made one. The sounds. So good, man. So good. And again, even with the big jets, you've got to really kick in the rudder. You've got to as you can see, I'm technically not on the right runway here. They were actually taken off from 05 left. Oh, I'm going off there a bit. Oh. You can see actually an aircraft lined up to come off, to take off. It's actually an Air France A220. There's the landing gear going up. So I did take off from the wrong runway, and there's probably going to be traffic coming down onto this runway as well. The good thing with traffic global, you can actually do some virtual spotting with it. It's got an integrated map, and you can click on all the different aircraft. Can actually see a police car down there with its emergency lights on and everything. It's fantastic. But looking at this right now, you will really appreciate, especially the the Orbx scenery. The Orbx scenery, you would not think that's any... For me right now, if you knew the difference with the texturing and the modeling of the the A330, you would think that was obviously Microsoft Flight Simulator. The ground here, and unfortunately they don't make every scenery. Orbx, I think they only have TrueEarth, North, South and Central for XPlane. But just looking at that, there's Drodrell Bank there. Okay, it looks spot on. It's fantastic. Now, it's when you get above the clouds, everything just... When you get from a certain altitude, it just looks fantastic. But I think until I've used XPlane 12 more, I'm not going to start really appreciating it to its fullest, because I can see not the potential. It's there. It's just I'm doing so much on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 at the minute that it is hard to make the jump. But I will... Anyone who is willing to take the jump, I'm willing to... I'm not... This live stream isn't to say you should then go and delete Flight Sim 2024 or 2020 and completely not bother with Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think it's me saying, or at least I hope it's me saying, that you should give both of them a go. And if you have the opportunity to, have both of them on your computer and do certain things, certain flights. I think over the 5 years, Microsoft Flight Simulator has been given so many third-party add-ons and freeware. When you go on to the XPlane equivalent to FlightSim.to, it's very sparse. There's not much on there. Same as the Orbx store for XPlane. There's compared to Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's nowhere near. I think you can also see what looks like the divide. Something's kicking off. Let me try and go back a bit. Probably overspeed. Of course. Of course. Because I'm talking to you guys and not paying attention. Can I? Oh, we're still too... Yeah, we're still a bit too fast. Mickey, good to see it. It is also that you invest so much money into scenery enterprise in one sim, and it's hard to do the same. Absolutely, mate. That is another brilliant point. And thank you for making that point. This is it. This is it, really. I mean, obviously, there is stuff that still works from XPlane 11 and 12, but again, that also feels outdated. Sorry, I was looking at another comment there. I was looking at Shane's comment, but yeah, if you're flying on XPlane 12 and decide that you might want to have a go at Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, then yeah, I think where are we going? Where are we going? Why are you pitching up? I'm not, by the way, I don't fly the A330 at all, guys. So please bear with me while I battle with it. But yeah, I fully understand. It makes sense. TrueEarth Great Britain might be an issue. Central might be an issue. Okay. Why would you say that, mate? Is it known to be an issue? Because I'm pretty sure it's certain with it's the only one they've got that is compatible with XPlane 12. There you go. Looks like there's a Jet 2 there going in, possibly into Liverpool. Maybe not. Maybe we're a bit too far away now. I was able to load into North, well, and Inverness, but it's looking... Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, mate, it's a shame because it does really, really make a massive difference. But then again, like I said, you know, I think we might have... I'm not too sure. Maybe Central. I think we might have bypassed Central. I think this seems to... It looked like there was a bit of a seam in the map before. But like, this is what I mean. Look at the quality of the... I mean, yeah, we are close up, but you know, when you're looking at the likes of the AnyBuilds A350 and even the AnyBuilds A330 and other aircraft, that, you know, this is very, very sharp and clear, and yeah. But it's not a reason not to bother. That's all. It's just, I say, I'm trying to pick things out and see some things. That looks default. Yeah, it probably is. I think I saw the seam in the map of where the Orbx stuff started to break away. But again, you know, this is what I'm saying, guys. If it's seen, it is default, but it looks, you know, from this altitude, it looks fantastic. What I will do is I'll just show you what it's like when we start adding some cloud layers in. The clouds look so good, man. Like, they've done some wicked things with these clouds. I just don't like the camera system. I can't. It's all. I think it's just because I've got too used to using a controller or obviously going forward using a joystick and stuff like that. Also, it looks like the wing panel has just miraculously started. That's good because I haven't. So I have got an unboxing video for the wing panels. Let's just. God, that camera gets so hot. I'm going to have to readjust all the camera now because I still have to do some things. But here is the FCU and the EFIS, the wing stuff, if you haven't seen it. But it looks like... So you have to use the wing SimApp Pro to set up profiles, and you only have to do that once. But I've done nothing for XPlane here. It's working. Okay. Thumbs up. I mean, I can't complain. Like, that's pretty damn good. I still need to get some kind of setup going because ideally I want the panels to be kind of below my screen but above the secondary screen, which you can just see in the corner here, just so it looks a bit more authentic. But I'll do that at a later date. I'm not too concerned about that, but it has just started working. Does my joystick work? No, the joystick doesn't, but these are all... Fantastic, fantastic, good stuff, good stuff. And by the way, these are brilliant. I don't fly Airbus too much. I've started looking at sort of doing more with the A3, the Phoenix A320. So these will come in handy. But this gear is just it's just so good. The build quality and just it's really good. Look, it's all working. I'm just surprised because I had to do a bit of setup for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, but I haven't had to do a thing for XPlane. There you go, heading adjusted. And just look at the colouring. So again, we were talking about Rex Atmos for a bit before, and you can achieve some of the colouring and, dare I say it, a bit of the lighting that they've got going on here. But my God, the lighting and the clouds in XPlane 12 is just something else. Like, that is just, screenshot. It's good. It's lovely. They've done such an amazing job with that. Just to take it back a bit more there, because it still seems like it's a bit. Still seems a bit even for this time of year. It's not. Look at that. What? Take another one that was black. What? What was black? QWERTY? Explain. I don't quite get it. Sorry, mate. I'm just a bit confused on that one. But as I say, I think once I'm used, like, exactly, the camera's completely locked up. Not locked up, but it's kind of stuck to my right mouse click now. Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. When you took the XPlane, sometimes you need to take it because XPlane doesn't recognize the game properly. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Well, I've changed the clouds again now. I'm going to have to change it back, aren't I? Yeah, I've noticed that too. I've got a couple of black screenshots in the XPlane folder. Never ever the case with Microsoft Flight Simulator. It was about there, wasn't it? But if you'll have a look, I've got everything turned up in terms of graphics. So I've got everything bumped up to the max. Don't know if that is contributing to the load times, but I have got everything turned up just so I can show you guys, because I feel like I've got most things turned up in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, so I don't think there's an issue with this, but maybe that is contributing to the load times. I don't know. But the shadows here, they're not amazing. They're all right. They're just not the best. That seemed to have worked. Edinburgh loaded fine from the main menu. It hung last time and I tried to switch location of an already loaded flight. It's good to hear that it's not just me. I mean, obviously, it's not great to hear that it's happening, but at least it seems just to be a sim that takes a long time to load. I mean, remember, Flight Sim 2020, as I say, I went back to that for the 757 trailer, and it just felt like taking a step back. The UI, the load times, it was incredible. It was just so painful to go through. I think we've just got too used to, as I say, 2024 being so snappy. All right, it has its issues. I haven't downloaded any scenery, for example, with the latest updates. Obviously, with Sim Update 3, we can install scenery locally now. I just haven't bothered. I just like that the everything loads quite quickly. But yeah, I can go on about the cloud so much. I do want to try and go up into into a Cessna again and just do a bit more sort of GA flying. But I mean, like I said, let's have a little look. For me, the dirt on the plane looks fantastic, by the way, in XPlane, the actual dirty livery. I mean, we can download liveries aplenty on Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think the blade, the actual engine animations, the fans, the blades, they do look fantastic on XPlane. They really do. I'm sure a couple of people have tried Rex Atmos in the chat. If anyone wants to speak to Shane and let him know. Belito 42, mate. I mean, I'm on Discord, mate. I'm on every social media page. I don't know. I don't know if you bother with any of them. If you are on any of them, mate, I'm on there. Send me some screenshots, mate. By all means, I'm happy for it. I've got sections of Oh, look at that. Oh yes. But yeah, mate, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Discord. You send me them on email, mate. I'm sure you've got email. Emails in me profile. Look at that, gang. Very smooth as well. What I would say is no stutters. Apart from those bloody freezes and crashes, when you're actually in the sim, it is very nice. Like, the performance is fantastic. Take another one because it took off the previous one. I don't know what it's doing, mate, to be honest with you. I can have a little check inside the folder and see what's going on with it. Yeah, it didn't take that screenshot. It just took, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I can do that angle again. Yeah, it's taken. I've just got 2 of the cockpit now for some reason, and now I can't get the same angle as before. Kind of like that, wasn't it? I think it's because the plane's moving a bit, like, you know. That's not bad. Let's see if it does anything there. Yeah, that's the previous one. There we go. Also, I just think the avatars look better in XPlane. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I think the avatars look miles better. There we go. Nice to see you, 42, mate. Landed into the Discord. Love to see it, mate. Yeah, share away in there. Send me a private message or put it into XPlane. I've got Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've got Microsoft Flight Simulator on the server. I've got Microsoft Flight Simulator screenshot pages, and I've got XPlane in 2 separate channels, mate. So fire away in there, or just send me an actual message, which I think you've already done now anyway. The lighting is gorgeous, isn't it? Like, look at that. What screenshots are we going to get now? The previous one. Okay. Oh, and now we've got that appearing there. You've got to make sure, haven't you? You've got to make sure. But yeah, I think sort of, you know, from a certain angle, from a certain distance, the aircraft looks more than acceptable. It's lovely. It's you know, you're not gonna get the fidelity we get on a Microsoft Flight Simulator, but without needing to sound like a broken record and comparing the two all the way through. But like I said at the start, it's just this was going to be the thing. It is fantastic. It is. They've done such an amazing job. Let's see what happens. Dare I. But let's see what happens if we jump back to. Hopefully, this is going to be nice. Is it CB? BC? No. I want to go to Barton. That's where I want to go to. Not Barton. Well, I do want to go to Barton. EGC. Manchester Woodford. That's just outside. Didn't even know that's not an active. That's not an active field anymore. I want to go to Barton, and I can't remember the bloody code for it. No. Oh, what's the code for Barton? EGCB. Oh, I'm sure. Hang on. No airports found. EGCB is definitely an airport because I've been to Manchester Barton on this sim. What? What? Oh, ID. What? Okay. Okay. Just drop some shots. Perfect, mate. You can do screenshots in XPlane with shift space. It'll be saved into the... Cheers, bud. I appreciate that. I didn't know that. I know that, again, Microsoft Flight Simulator does have its own screenshot thing. Not too sure why Manchester Barton isn't working. Which is a bit weird. Don't tell me that something's being deleted and I've got to reload all the sim again. Manchester Woodford. Oh, well. Oh, no. Okay. Can you change the aircraft where you are? Fingers crossed. Hopefully it just puts us where we are. Yes, it looks like it has. Perfect. Oh. 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 There's some of those effects. He didn't like that. Bit too high for this bad boy, aren't we? Oh, wow. Have you seen the avatar's head? Okay. Look, his head's wobbling. Oh, Asobo Microsoft, you've got some work to be done with your avatars. Seriously. That is cool. It's a bit weird. But, what, altitude are we in the... Oh, hang on a minute. What's going on? Also, as well, I'm not too sure how to... I'm not too sure how to reset the camera once you've moved it about. Is it because we were in a A330? Is that why it didn't? I think that is why. Because we were in an A330, it wouldn't let us go to Barton. Which I get is pretty cool because obviously it avoids us taking off from a grass strip in an A330, but obviously you passed out, I think. Probably did. Probably. Reset camera is W. See, I read online it was something like spacebar and something else, but let's hope it actually loads this time and doesn't crash everything, because the last time we tried to jump from flight to somewhere else, it crashed everything, not just the sim. So we'll see what happens, guys, but fingers crossed. I probably did pass out, like probably, you know, lashing the guy's head around a bit. I'm going to look at Belay 42's thingamajig. No, that sounded wrong. I'm going to look at his pictures. SLH Sim Designs St. Bartholomew's has been released for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024. I've got it already installed and I'm looking at it on Friday with a couple of other Flight Sim add-ons for Flight Sim 2024. It is fantastic. The guys have done some really nice things with the scenery and the animations and stuff like that for their St. Bartholomew. So try and tune in if you're interested on Sunday at around 7 PM for that. I know it's Microsoft Flight Simulator I'm talking about now, but while it loads, I'm just praying that it loads back in. Mac, am I too late? Well, do you know what? We're getting there to 8 o'clock now. Because we had a few tech issues, mate. I'm going to try and obviously go past the 8 o'clock and try and do a bit more. But sadly, XPlane 12 has been testing my patience for the last hour and a half, 2 hours. But you're not late, mate. You're still in and here. I do appreciate you popping in and having a little watch. But it looks like it's possibly stop working. Oh. Okay, it's not. Fine, okay. Not too sure what's happening, guys. Maybe that's why the camera was pointing there. But it's loaded, thank God. We're in Manchester Barton. The reason why I wanted to come here is because of how good the actual default airports look in XPlane 12. So when you get just a standard auto-generated default airport in Flight Sim 2020 or Flight Sim 2024, they just don't look anything like the airport. These buildings are alright, they're not amazing, but they do represent the shape and the size and almost look like the Barton Tower is pretty similar to that. This hangar's a bit too bigger, but everything looks a hell of a... In default, the airports for XPlane 12 just miles better. Mac, what happened? Well, we had OBS crash, the stream crashed. XPlane 12 wouldn't really play ball for the first hour or so, maybe. It's kind of settled in. I've had to delete 2 of the Orbx sceneries to make it even load and not sort of hang and crash. But we've got there, and yeah, we're on the general consensus is that XPlane 12 has its weaknesses, where obviously Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024 beat it in the scenery department and other things like that. But the guys at Laminar are pushing out some incredible updates. Okay, maybe the simulator should have been like this from the start. We could argue, but it's do you know what? If you had this or Flight Simulator 2024 or 2020, I wouldn't, I'd be happy with either. They're all really good. Yeah, look at the grass. It's not as pretty and nice as what we get in the other sim and some other bits. We have got Orbx scenery installed, so we are getting some nice things with the scenery around here. But yeah, I would try and watch some of the stream back where possible. Yeah, the default airports are way better. I started the flight at Liverpool when I first got the full version of XPlane 12, and I loaded into Liverpool and I was like, hang on, have I got a actual real version of Liverpool here? Has something happened here? And it wasn't. I had to look closer, but everything had the same color. It had the big blue hangar. Everything just looked really similar. And yeah, default airports on XPlane 12 miles better than what we get in default Microsoft Flight Simulator. We've also got as I say, Traffic Global installed as well, and that's actually got it's got, let me show you, it's got general aviation traffic on it. So there's actual GA planes as well. I think all the GA aircraft on the ground here are all Traffic Global. Like, it's really, really cool. All of them round here. There you go. There's one going out over there. Again, like I said before, not a massive thing to be excited about, but the road traffic on XPlane, even on XPlane 11, is fantastic. It really is. I think what we can do is, if we go to the free camera, which again I'm not too mad about, but we can. Tropical storm formed. Wow. Okay. Doesn't sound good. But yeah, Traffic Global has a general aviation aircraft, and they will fly about, and you'll see them. I've been at Manchester, and the models are absolutely god awful. They're not amazing by any means. But to see, the Cessnas and the Pipers and everything just flying around at low altitude, lower than your airliners, it's fantastic. It's really, really cool. And again, just Barton looks fantastic. It looks good. It looks good. It really does. Now, even with third-party add-on airports, they don't look as beautiful and immersive as again Microsoft Flight Simulator, but again they look good. They look good. They look good enough. And what we will do is, there you go. There he goes. It's just so nice. I mean, again, that's Traffic Global. It's a separate add-on from Just Flight, but in terms of the AI traffic and the way that Traffic Global works in the simulator, the rotations and the flares and the way the aircraft move, again, is better than what the third-party AI traffic add-ons we've got on Microsoft Flight Simulator can do. They're still a bit iffy, those, and it's a bit of a shame to still see that the AI traffic on Microsoft Flight Simulator still isn't, as good as it could be. But yeah, like I said, guys, on Sunday we've got some new add-ons to look at in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We've got St. Bart's in the Caribbean, the new SLH sim design scenery. It's bloody good. There's some really cool details that I've never seen before, and they've done them really well. I'm going to show you all that. I'm going to show you real VFRs, Guernsey Airport, and a couple of other things as well. We'll end the live stream just looking around some different things and stuff. But that's at 7 p.m. on Sunday evening after all the football's finished and, you know, all that business is taken care of. Belated 42, thank you so much for coming in to the Discord, and there's some really nice pictures of was it Edinburgh? Yeah, Edinburgh and XPlane looks fantastic. It really does. Again, this is using the TrueEarth by Orbx, and you just wouldn't see any difference in either of the simulators. But yeah, good to see you in the Discord, mate. In the Discord, really good to see you in the Discord, mate. I'm happy you've joined. Let's carry on, guys. We're at 8 o'clock now. I'd kind of usually be wrapping up by now, but what I want to do is just take a flight sort of around Manchester way. We can see more of the Orbx TrueEarth. If you did buy Orbx TrueEarth or XPlane 11, it only cost about, I think it's about £3 or £4 for each of the sceneries, and obviously an upgrade fee, unfortunately, but £3 or £4 for each, and it does look great. Belito 42, no problem, mate. I just wish it had it was a bit more stable. Look at the clouds up there, by the way. I wish it was a bit more stable. I'm not too sure what happened. It wasn't so much the XPlane freezing and being a bit of a pain in the ass. It was OBS completely crashing, which never seems to happen. But yeah, the clouds up there, really getting some patterns in the clouds up there. Really, really nice. But yeah, more Flight Sim 2024 sceneries up on Sunday. They are going to be. You need to see the new St. Bart's. It is fabulous. It really is. I think that's the M62 down there. Again, just the road traffic. You've got some trains that run through, and obviously boats as well, but the road traffic on XPlane is bloody great. It's so good to see it, especially when you're doing GA flying. It makes a huge difference. You can see there's actually more of a, one side's busier than the other as well. There, it looks like we've got a traffic jam on one side, and the westbound is a bit more free and easy. Good to see. Have you been using XPlane 11 prior to it already, or are you using? So I started, weirdly enough, using XPlane 11, using the Zebo 737. Absolutely loved it. Learned how to start the aircraft from cold and dark. And I got pretty, I got pretty okay with it. Like, I wasn't too bad. I could set up everything in the flight computer, set routes. I was doing Liverpool to Prague in the Ryanair 737. But honestly, mate, when I obviously started using Microsoft Flight Simulator for 5 years, from 2020 up until now, and come back to XPlane 12 properly in the last couple of weeks, and it just feels like a whole new sim. I mean, alright, I don't think it's changed a hell of a lot from XPlane 11, especially when they first released it. But it's just everything that I learned from XPlane 11 just wasn't there in my head anymore. It's like it never happened. It's Microsoft Flight Simulator, unfortunately, and I say that I love Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is my main sim. It completely wiped all that knowledge out. But XPlane 12, I've been I have been falling in love with it. It's fantastic, especially this. Even GA flying like this. Granted, the Orbx scenery does help a hell of a lot. It really does. I mean, just look at it. It's so nice. You can see Manchester Airport just off the nose there as well. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Please don't take today's stream as what every stream is like. The streams are very smooth running and OBS does its job, and I'm pretty okay with it, with everything. As I say, we'll be back on Microsoft Flight Simulator on Sunday at 7 PM UK time. Taking a look at some brand new mods that came out this week. Again, St. Bartholomew's, guys, I need you to see that. It is just fabulous what the guys at SLH or SLH Designs, Sim Designs have done with that. They've added some really cool features. The scenery itself just expands around and out, and they've done so much with the surrounding scenery. It really is good. That's on Sunday, like I said. I've got a pre-recorded video out on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. I'll have another one the week, hopefully the Tuesday after. Some unboxing videos for you to see. The unboxing for this. The Rosefire A106, which you've probably seen other creators with recently, because it seems like Rosefire wanted everyone to have one. I'll be sticking that as a YouTube short and a reel on my social medias for people to look at that, because just to mix it up a bit. There's a load of videos already on YouTube of that, so I don't want to go mad with that. I'll get some YouTube shorts for that, and some reels as well. You can change weather and other stuff in console. That comes up by pressing oh, thank you so much, mate. So nice. Okay, thank you so much. That is cool. So yeah, I mean, this is what I was missing, because obviously we can do all this stuff, but does it happen instantly? Oh, it does. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you so much, man. Give that man a thumbs up. Give that man a thumbs up. I didn't know you could change it on the fly like Microsoft Flight Simulator. I thought you have to just do it all from the pause menu, man. That is... I mean, yeah, it's not as seamless by all means, by like any means. It's not as seamless as what we get in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but man, that is a breath of fresh air. I really appreciate that. That is so cool. Yeah. That is cool. I don't like this though. Yeah, that is cool. Thank you so much. That is so cool. I really appreciate that. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of key bindings that I've still yet to sort of check. I mean, the map, for example, the fact that you can change things around and stuff, that is cool. For that, you can add all the boundaries in, and yeah, spot on, mate. I really appreciate that. That is a fantastic. And there you can see, look, I mean, this wouldn't be a thing that we'd be doing in real life, but we can see an EasyJet, I think an A320, heading on to 23 right at Manchester. And we're doing some aerial plane spotting at the minute. Look at that, guys. Take a little screenshot there of Manchester Airport from above. And then we'll be able to see the EasyJet there, just spooling up. What I would say is the ground textures and, you know, the runway textures, the markings and stuff from this altitude, I'd also go as far as to say do look a bit more crisper than Microsoft Flight Simulator from above. I think sometimes 2020 and 2024 can look a bit blurry. There he goes. So this is not the Aerosoft one. I think the Aerosoft one is probably a bit outdated. This is the tier models, and I don't think it's fully compatible with TrueEarth at the minute. But it still works as long as you open to a bit of compromise on some things. But yeah, if apart from the sort of tech issues we've had in this stream today, guys, which I do apologize. I like to try and do my very best and make things as viewable and less dead air, if you like. So I appreciate if you've gone ahead and liked the stream and you've also subscribed to the channel on the back of this live stream, because honestly, I wouldn't. But yeah, no, I am enjoying XPlane. I had quite a lot of time with it when I fully download, you know, the full version. But I since then I have been busy with other things. But I will be getting back into it, and I still think the atmospheric, the sky color and the clouds, I think Laminar have completely just blown Asobo Microsoft out the water with their engine here, because I think it's just the shadows on the floor, the ground of everything, just so much better. What hardware are you running this on? So, Steve, I have got my full specs in the description, mate. Fully broke down everything that I'm using, but it's i7 14700K NVIDIA. It's the Gigabyte. What is it? It's down there. It's the Asus Tough Gaming. It's the I knew what it was, but it's the Tough Gaming, the Asus Tough Gaming. It's the 4070 Ti Super. So it's got 16 gigs of VRAM. I've got about 5 or 6 hard drives in there, mate, ranging from the old mechanical drive, SSDs, and the NVMe on the motherboard. So yeah, need to get some of those updated. But yeah, I've everything sort of written down in there, and some other things as well. But yeah, it does, mate, Steve. I think the guys here have done look at the clouds, mate, off into the distance there. This is what I've trying to replicate with Rex Atmos, and you can get it, mate, as if you use a bit of reshade in there just to bring the colours back in, and obviously Rex Atmos to get the sort of the gradual darker blue into the lighter blue. I don't think you're getting the lighting coming onto the clouds and that realistic look of the clouds in the distance and stuff. Don't think you can get that with Rex Atmos, but you can get fairly close. But no, Laminar have done wonderful work by them with their updates. I mean, yeah, sure, like I said before, XPlane should have sort of released like this, and you know, we've kind of got XPlane 11, you know, version 2, and then they started releasing those updates, and I believe we are getting better scenery as well, so we won't need any third-party add-ons. I mean, yeah, obviously Orbx sceneries like this look fantastic, but I think once these guys get the default scenery sorted, Can you actually? Oh, you can't. Well, you can slew plane. You can technically slew plane. As in, you can slew mode. I love the fast forward sounds though. Here we go. We're in Liverpool now, guys. Everything's still loading up though. Obviously, all the Orbx stuff is still loading up in the background because we've kind of jumped ahead. The airport's there. In fact, is the airport there? Some of it is. The water as well. I think the water effects are not to be sniffed at. They're also really, really nice as well. Especially you've got the darker and the the lighter blue and the darker blue. I think that's really good to see. Is it stable? This is more important to me than anything. So if you're watching any earlier, Steve, I think mostly due to any add-ons, like big add-ons like Orbx being installed and other factors. We had some issues with XPlane 12 just loading into some flights, and if I took 2 of the Orbx sceneries away, I think by the looks of it, either the airport hasn't loaded or the load process is not right again. Oh no, there it is. There, that's fine. That's fine. It's once you're into a flight, mate, absolutely. A lot nicer, a lot stabler than 2020, 2024. No, like absolutely no stutters. Dead smooth. I'm running everything on kind of ultra at the minute, just so you can see. Oh, hang on, bear with us. Just so you can see, there's the graphics all up to. Again, that was just me coming into the sim initially and just sticking everything to ultra. I haven't played around with the graphics, but everything seems to be nice enough. No stutters. Can you do me a favor and show me how Iceland looks like? I could do, yeah. I could do. We'd have to load up into Iceland. I'm not gonna use the slew camera to do that. But Steve, yeah, the coast, yeah. I mean, yeah, but the actual body of water does look very, very nice. But Steve, in terms of it loading and stuff, as far as kind of big items being installed, huge files worth like Orbx, TrueEarth, it will take a certain amount of time for the sim to load. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. And earlier on in the stream, we had instances where it wouldn't load, it froze out. It then, for some reason, made OBS completely freeze. I'm not too sure why. It probably wasn't anything to do with XPlane, but unfortunately, the stream stopped for a bit and I had to redo everything. But when you're into a flight, mate, and you're doing it and you're flying, I've not had it crash to desktop. I've not had it. I've not had any stutters. Touch wood. Touch wood. I've not had it, mess about. FPS seems fantastic, even on everything pushed up to the limits. We're over sort of Liverpool over here, the Wirral, you can see Tranmere Rovers ground, and again the lighting on the actual, the scenery itself, the lighting on the scenery is so nice. Again, you can kind of get this with Rex Atmos. You can emulate it, not exactly like it, not at all, but you can get there. You can get it pretty close to there. Right, so the last thing I'll do, because obviously the likes of Mac and Stephen want to see Iceland, I'll go off to Iceland, have a little tiny fly around there, but we will obviously need to get the stream ended. Go get some. Oh, I've got a drink here. Needed that. I forgot I had that there. But yeah, anyway, we'd usually be wrapping up around 2 hours in, so it would have been 8 o'clock, but we did have some issues, so I'll get off to Iceland. It's amazing, yeah. No, and yeah, and Steve, I mean, I've not been flight simming rather, for very long. XPlane 11, 2019, 2018, so not that long, mate. I've always wanted. I've been into aviation since I was very, very young. And flight simming was always something I wanted to do. I never had the hardware. We would never be able to afford the gaming PC at home. It's only since obviously I've been, grown up and had the money to invest in things and have it all. And yeah, it's nice. But yeah. Yeah, Belito 42, mate. I just, in general, I think just every time you hear someone say the differences and does it do this better, does it do that better, XPlane's always going to have the flight dynamics, mate. It's always going to have the feeling of flying an aircraft. Personally, while loading, you've got to leave it alone to do its thing. However, as soon as you click, yes, this is what I've found. So if you click away from the sim and let it do its thing, if you stay on it, if you're already clicked on it like I am now and you let it do it loading, that's fine. If you were to come away and start messing about, it starts having issues. If you click back on it, it'll freeze. If you just leave it to load, it will load. It just sometimes it takes a while. That's the caveat. No, it's the same for me. I'm going to call you Waze because that's what it looks like. Yeah, that's yeah, that's it. If you leave it alone, and I can't because I just mess about too much. I think that's Reykjavik, isn't it? Is it? There's a couple, isn't it? No, that's not Reykjavik though, is it? That's Reykjavik. What I might do is just load up on the runway. I'm going to stick with the. I'll go in the normal one. But yeah, if you let it just do its business, then yeah. But listen, I'm enjoying XPlane 12. Obviously, one of you guys mentioned, I think it was Mickey mentioned before. Obviously, we have a lot of scenery add-ons. If you're flying Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 or 2024 and you've spent, oh look how fast that was. I think I'm in Reykjavik. I think I am anyway. Did I go to Reykjavik? Look at that though. It's like a Dornier or that's like a military plane and a helicopter. That's cool. But even then, if you're looking at this now, I took a great picture of the steam gauge Cessna over sort of North Liverpool towards Crosby and Aintree, and it looked really, really nice. But looking at this now in the copper, this is so smooth. This mouse click and sort of scrolling around, it is very, very smooth. Clouds, the sky. The only thing, again, that, you can... Thing is, if you didn't have Microsoft Flight Simulator to compare it to, would you even be concerned about the scenery? I think also about Microsoft, they really spoiled us with what they're doing with the scenery, scanning and mapping and stuff like that. So I think that's something to consider as well. If you've always been on XPlane, you're going to be right at home, and obviously you can go ahead. W is the reset button. Did you say for the camera? Yes, thank God, man. So if I do this and bring it forward and I press hang on. No, W's not working now. I think it's only when you are I think it's only when you use, possibly when you turned. No. But yeah, overall I think we've just been spoiled by Microsoft Flight Simulator and how the scenery looks. I think XPlane 12 users won't be concerned at all with the scenery. VFR flying, general aviation flying is nice enough in XPlane 12. It's obviously, it'd be nice if Laminar do go ahead and improve the scenery, the global scenery. I don't know who said that was going to be the case. I think I've heard that they're going to do that. Some Iceland Dash 8 200 or 100 on the ground there. And a Twin Otter as well. Possibly part of global traffic. Is there... Yeah, the 172, we were flying the G1000 one before. Steve, we have got that as well, yeah. We have got the G1000 as well, yeah. The scenery is a bit FXX. Yeah, it is. Before, when we were going over, obviously, the likes of Manchester and the northwest of England, we had TrueEarth by Orbx, the scenery package installed, so it was very indistinct. You know, you couldn't see much difference. The houses are pretty good. I think some of the auto-generated stuff in XPlane is a lot better than the auto-gen stuff. The default stuff that we get in Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think it's just the ground texturing, and maybe even the sort of the trees look like cardboard, I guess, very 2D. Next gen scenery, but it doesn't sound like it's really close yet. Bit of a shame. They might end up having that on XPlane 13 or something. It would be a shame not to see it in XPlane 12 though. The trees are not authentic. Iceland doesn't have any. No, I mean, again, being spoiled with trees on Microsoft Flight Simulator, because the 2024 trees are really, really nice. And to be honest with you, the water also looks pretty static as well. I'm not knocking it, even though it is just generic scenery, yeah. These little islands here, again, you guys will be knowing Iceland by the sounds of it a lot better. What direction should I go in? Do you want me to keep on going forward? Because I'm going to have to jump it ahead using the map. Yeah, again, the use of trees in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it can get a bit overbearing. Most of the areas around Earth just don't look great. You're requiring mods to do the job for what should have been done in the first place, in my opinion. I don't think airport scenery add-ons to make particular airports better looking and look authentic. Sure thing. I don't expect flight simulators to have every authentic looking airport in them. Same as aircraft as well, you'll want to keep on adding more. So they're the only two areas. Liveries maybe as well, we don't really pay for them. But though aircraft and airports, I don't think we should be in a position where we need to start downloading fixes and things to remove things, or things to basically fix the sim and make it look like it should have. Not really into that, but again, just an extra step that we seem to have to do nowadays. The part of me with the soft spot for scenery, like it is. Yeah, I love airport sceneries. That's how my channel started, me reviewing airport sceneries, and I've tried to continue to do that with live streams, and I'm trying to do more pre-recorded stuff like that. But yeah, for me, it's all about the GA flying. That's why right now, you know, obviously Microsoft Flight Simulator is my go-to sim, but XPlane's just there's chunks of XPlane that really make me want to just spend a bit more time in this. And yeah, Iceland looks fantastic now, and I mean, I've used one of the ortho things, like the map enhancement mod. I wasn't overly keen with it because you have to sign up for a subscription to get anything good, anything crisp and clear. It's all pretty blurry still. And obviously some of the ortho as well, you've got to download, and it can end up being hundreds of gigs worth. I think there's ortho that streams it in. I don't know if that's any good. I'm going to just, as I say, guys, I'm obviously I'm going to be ending the stream soon, but I'm going to just, I don't know if this is the way you want me to go, but let's just have a look. I love the fact that it keeps the noise in as well. It just sounds so hilarious. Again, it will take probably a bit of time for things to kind of load in because we have jumped a bit. Yeah, I mean, your coastlines here, the mountains, the hills, you know, everything, that doesn't look too bad. I think if you got down any lower, I think you'd start to see the inconsistencies. Again, here's part of the aircraft again, which I just don't like. The aircraft, the modeling here, but then around it, it just looks so inconsistent. Like all the little dimples in the metal here, but then it's very, yeah. It's just it's weird, but yeah. I mean, do you know what? Until the likes of Flight Sim 2024 came out, the grounds didn't look as good as this. This is actually really nice. The mountains are better than I expected as well, to be fair. Sorry that I'm wearing it this low, guys. This ear doesn't work, so it's like right off me ear. I have got a brand new one though that Logitech have sent me, so that'll be good to start using soon. I'll have a look at ortho for XP and have a look at the auto ortho and stuff like that. I don't want to be downloading gigs worth of data, to be very honest, if I can avoid it. Because right now, until I've kind of got into a good stride of using both simulators, I'm kind of still using 2024 and still doing things on that. So once I've got into a routine of coming to XPlane, using it and doing what I need to on here, and doing some flights and getting used just to everything still. You guys have given me some fantastic tips in the chat, by the way. I really appreciate it. It's been fantastic. Yeah, and then you've got a ton of trees down there. Again, don't know how authentic all that'll be. We are quite high as well. Keep that in mind. If I started not that I really want to start. No, sorry guys. Again, I'm a bit rusty with a bit rusty there. Also, probably me. I'm swearing. Sorry guys. I apologize for that. Oops. Bleep. What I can do is I just need to fix my headset because I'm yeah, look at the state of me here. Let me, so if I click on it, let it load in before obviously having a look, but where are we now? about 1,000 feet. The roads look okay. They're not incredible. There's a few little bits where it looks a bit too straight and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this is the quality. We're 1,000 feet above, and you can start. We've got all the telephone, like the camera stuck there again. Telephone lines there and electric lines. But yeah, Mac and Steve, this is what it looks like. Do XPlane fans fly for the scenery? No, probably not. Probably not. But yeah, I mean, obviously, some things we are getting as default. I mean, I'm pretty sure in Flight Sim 2024, rather, you need to buy or install add-ons for some power lines and some bits like that. So, you know, it's 50-50. Like I said before, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and XPlane 12 had a baby. The baby grows up. That would be the simulator. That will be the creme de la creme of simulators. It take the atmospheric, the clouds, the lighting, the night lighting again. I think is just so much better in XPlane. That's my personal opinion. That's probably something that we didn't really have a proper look at before. Was the night lighting. But Flight Sim is becoming more of a game, Steve. I understand this, and you know, that is only because Microsoft and Asobo wanted to get it onto Xbox. They want a bigger audience, and you know, like it or not, a lot of people have now got into flight simulating. Yeah, we have the silly kids who like to mess about on Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's a bit of a pain. But then we have a lot of kids getting into aviation because of it, and they're starting to they're starting to look at actually flying for real. So that's all good. That's the positive side of things. But yeah, it's just becoming more accessible for people. Game, yeah, you know, we're getting some, you know, mad add-ons like Jurassic Park, and we had some of the Halo vehicles coming into it. So yeah, ignoring all that, it's still good. But yeah, the flight dynamics, the flight model. I knew it from XPlane 11, but when I jumped back into XPlane 12 and jumped in the Cessna, the 172, and took it off the runway, I was like, whoa, what's that all about? Never getting that in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think they both complement each other. Saying this before, they both do it. You can be on Flight Sim 2024 enjoying some stuff on there. You can come on XPlane 12, but again, like Mickey said before, you'll have a wallet full of add-ons that you've spent money on, and do you really want to go and buy another sim to do the same? I get it. I totally get it. Let's have a look at making Sim Heaven. Let's have a little look. Sorry, guys. Last Flight Simulator models. Yeah. So obviously going back before FSX and stuff like that, Flight Sim was obviously the one and only, and it was authentic. And obviously now you've got the likes of InnyBuild and other manufacturers or the developers who obviously have to call their products by the actual aircraft type. They can't use Airbus or Boeing in the names and stuff like that. Some can. Some have been able to get official licensing and stuff like that. But yeah, I think back then it was more authentic. I'm enjoying XPlane 11 more than Flight Sim. That's perfectly fine. Yeah. Sim Heaven Auto is all you need to make it look usable. Default scenery looks awful in my opinion, and love XPlane, but really can't defend that how it looks. Yeah. But again, I think like I said before, we're being spoiled by Microsoft on how they've made their scenery look. If I could obviously I don't really want to go off in the next couple of weeks and make XPlane 12 versus Flight Sim 2024. I know other creators would do in this situation, but I don't want to, because I don't want to sit there and compare both of them. I think a side-by-side visual would be beneficial if people are just looking for the visual thing, because in a split screen comparison or whatever comparison you make, it's not going to show you what the aircraft feel like or like to fly. So from a visual standpoint, yeah, you could make a visual comparison. That would probably work. I might do that. Seems like a good idea. I'm gonna look at Sim Heaven. Two-Tone Murphy did actually tell me to do Sim Heaven as well, Auto as well. Mark, I love it. It was Pro Pilot. Fly, I think I did. To be honest with you, it's not even close. Before XPlane 11, I was using something called Aerofly FS. Very arcadey, but it was kind of before. It was even before XPlane for me. It was just my first little taste of just a visual, a virtual software that is providing flight, and even my computer back then couldn't even handle it. It's just a stutter fest. But yeah, guys, listen, I've gone over a bit, regardless of the trouble we had earlier on. I appreciate everyone who's stuck by the stream, being in it from the start and just stayed with me while I fixed some things. And I'm going to have a bit more of a look of XPlane over the next couple of weeks. Over this next week, I have so much to do. I've got unboxings of editing of unboxing videos to do for the Wing stuff and the Rosefire panel. Another pre-recorded video which now needs to be edited up, and that'll be going out the week after. There's quite a few things. Live stream this Sunday, guys. Please come in on 7 p.m. on Sunday and have a look at that live stream. Some Flight Sim 2024 add-ons from this week. Guernsey, Real VFR Guernsey, which I've had a little look around. It's pretty good. St. Bart's by LSH. What? It's which way around is it? Which way around is it? SLH Sim Designs have done St. Bart, which came out today, which is available on the InnyBuild website exclusively for 2 weeks or so. And their St. Bart is just it's the St. Bart's to have if you're on Flight Sim 2020 and 2024. It is so fantastically done. They've done some really cool things with their St. Bart. You've got to see it. You've got to see it. Yeah, Aerofly was also on Android as well. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, Aerofly. They brought a new Aerofly out. I think it's FS4. It still looks kind of like probably like XPlane 11 when it first came out, and it's not incredible, but it's pretty decent. Like, I know I've been seeing some screenshots of FSX recently, and I'm being like, to tell you what, that's still holding up, to be fair. Okay, yeah, it's not visually as stunning as what we're getting nowadays, but I've seen some screenshots recently, and I was like, wow, it's still mad how it's holding up. But listen, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to go off. I'm going to have some desserts, because even though I'm diabetic, I still like my desserts. I shouldn't do. I'm naughty. But oh, by the way, if you like the Neo shirt, I'm gonna see Neo with a little orange EasyJet Neo engine. That's the Airliners Live stuff. Airliners Live merchandise. I've got a couple of others like the A350 top. But yeah. Thank you so much to everyone. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe, leave a like. If you're rewatching the stream, I mean, at this point you probably already have, but yeah, just skip ahead and ignore all the bad stuff. But yeah, I've probably missed some fantastic points that I had in my head before the stream and a couple of days before planning the stream, and I've probably missed some of those good points, but I've showed it off. I've done a lot of comparison between the two main sims, and I'm gonna do some of the auto stuff and the sim heaven stuff, for example. I'm gonna do all that, but I need to look at my hard drive and see how that's faring up. I've got to go off now, as I'm gonna have some dessert and a drink, maybe a cup of tea or something, and then I've got to go and do an unboxing for this, which is going to replace the one that I'm wearing. Can't wait, because it's broke. This one, this side doesn't do anything. So much so that the last video edited that the Rex Atmos comparison was only audio through one ear, because when I was editing, I could only hear it through that ear and didn't know it was only putting out in one ear, the audio. So yeah, at least I'll be able to edit videos properly now. Thank you guys. It's been a challenge, but I love XPlane 12. I love that I've got both on my system. Again, it's not going to be for everyone to have both, but I think if you have the opportunity, have Microsoft Flight Simulator there on one side and XPlane 12 on the other, and just jump between them. See, you might have a favorite, you might get rid of one. I know a lot more people now. I've just seen another person delete 2020 off their hard drive. I won't, just from a sort of creator perspective, because I know there's still developers using 2020. But yeah, anyway guys, thanks for popping in and spending time, and I appreciate every one of you guys. Hopefully see some of you on Friday, if not all of you on Friday, because I really want to show you St. Bart. It's so cool. See you later.